Hello. This is the 44th issue of Catch of the Day, available on the Branch Talk YouTube channel. So we're going to continue with Trent Wildy's book, A Change in the Priesthood, A Change in the Law, and we're going to start at the top of page 16. But now Jesus was obtained, or he has obtained, a superior ministry, since the covenant that he mediates is also better, and is enacted on better promises. For if the first covenant had been faultless, no one would have looked for a second one. But showing its fault, God says to them, "Look, the days are coming, says the Lord, when I will complete a new covenant with the house of Israel, and with the house of Judah. It will not be like the covenant that I made with their fathers on the day when I took them by the hand to lead them out of Egypt, because they did not continue in my covenant, and I had no regard for them, says the Lord. For this is the covenant that I will establish with the house of Israel after those days, says the Lord. I will put my laws in their minds, and I will inscribe them on their hearts, and I will be their God, and they will be my people. And there will be no need at all for each one to teach his countrymen, or each one to teach his brother, saying, Know the Lord, since they will all know me, from the least to the greatest. For I will be merciful toward their evil deeds, and their sins I will remember no more." Jeremiah 31, verse 31 to 34. When he says new, he makes the first obsolete. Now what is growing obsolete and aging is about to disappear. Hebrews 8, verse 6 to 8, verse 13. Hebrews here is speaking of the covenant specifically as it relates to the priesthood, as is made plain by the following verse, Hebrews 9, verse 1. In all the above passages, the author of Hebrews has demonstrated that, according to these various prophecies, when the new priesthood arises, the old will pass away. And indeed, what need or even use would there be for it when the thing to which it pointed has already arrived, and the new priesthood, which is able to accomplish its tasks, is on the scene and in operation? And this, especially since the typical priesthood was unable to accomplish these things. In agreement with Hebrews, the testament of Levi also declared, "And he said to me, Levi, to you I have given the blessing of the priesthood, until I shall come and dwell in the midst of Israel." The Testament of Levi 5, verse 2. "Blessings shall be given to you and to all your posterity, until, through his Son's compassion, the Lord shall visit all the nations forever." The Testament of Levi 4, verse 4. The priesthood will lapse, and then the Lord will raise up a new priesthood. The Testament of Levi 18, verse 1 and 2. Truly, when a new priesthood is established, the old priesthood functions no more. In addition to the testimonies already cited, we also have the example of a previous change of priesthood. This is well captured in the book of Numbers. "Then the Lord spoke to Moses, Look, I myself have taken Levites from among the Israelites instead of every firstborn who opens the womb among the Israelites. So the Levites belong to me." Numbers 3, verse 11 and 12. "And so you are to separate the Levites from among the Israelites, and the Levites will be mine. After this, the Levites will go in to do the work of the tent of meeting. So you must cleanse them and offer them like a wave offering, for they are entirely from among the Israelites. I have taken them for myself instead of all who open the womb, the firstborn sons of all the Israelites. For all the firstborn males among the Israelites are mine, both humans and animals. When I destroyed all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, I set them apart for myself. So I have taken the Levites instead of all the firstborn sons among the Levites. Numbers 8, verse 14 to 18. Prior to this, the Lord had declared that the firstborn of all Israel were to be given to him for the work of the sanctuary. Exodus 13:2, 34:19 and 20. This change to the Levitical priesthood is as verily a change in priesthood as is the change from Levitical priesthood to the priesthood after the order of Melchizedek. And concerning both of these changes, it can just as rightly be said, for there being a change in the priesthood, there is made of necessity a change also in the law. Hebrews 7 verse 12. It is important to understand the significance of this change. We need to grasp just what it meant, as well as what it did not mean. As all know, the change in the Levitical priesthood did not mean the end of the law, the end of priestly activity, the end of sacrifice, or anything of the sort, but it did indeed mean the end of the previous priesthood and a change in the priestly law. No longer could the firstborn of any tribe approach the altar. No longer could they have anything to do with the priesthood or work of the sanctuary unless they were of the tribe of Levi. Page 18. What they formerly could do, they no longer were permitted to do, and this on pain of death. Numbers 1, verse 47 to 51. This is not the only change that occurred either. In the former priesthood, there was no sanctuary at all, only altars. The immensity of the change from having no sanctuary to having one cannot be overestimated. With a sanctuary also came centralization of worship. Formerly, the priest could set up altars in any location, but after the change of the priesthood, sacrificing on any altar aside from the one in the tabernacle was forbidden. This is vividly expressed in the story of the altar of the Reubenites, Gadites, and the half-tribe of Manasseh. Footnote at the bottom of page 17, footnote number 15, the Greek word here for lapse is eklepio, which means lapse, fail, cease, end, and depart. Footnote number 16, see also Numbers 3, verse 39 to 51. Check all that out. Take care.